Okay. So I go, thank you. No, seriously, thank you so much.
I love this. I love this so much. Thank you so much for that.
Okay, so hey Shelby.
Hello.
Oh my god, it's... So, in the past days, I've been rewatching all of your videos again and again. So I have just a little bit of notes here,
Just a little bit.
about your life. Like,
Oh my god.
like a stock. I felt so weird writing this down because the whole point of your videos and the people that write in the comments are just like, oh, you're a real person, and like, yeah, then this is even weirder. Like, she doesn't even define herself as a celebrity. This is just stalking a person on the internet. And I'm just okay. I wanted to ask you a bunch of stuff because you're an actually very interesting subject. That's why I wanted to interview you. First off, you're the first person I ever get to know that has a Urban Dictionary definition of herself, of something of her, about shell
There's
rats.
an Urban Dictionary.
Yeah, there is, and it reads about Shellrats, the fan-based name of Shelby Onraet, one of the sweetest and most wholesome YouTubers. I'm a Shellrat. How about you? I love being a part of the Shellrats. By Nobadoba, July 7th, 2020.
I didn't even know that I had an entry on Urban Dictionary.
This is already
that's so
fame for me.
That's so exciting.
And there's
I
a
might
bunch of
actually
stuff.
cry.
We might just take that on camera, you know, that's more views for me. So, Shelby, you start off as a Greg, because on the 19th of April 2020 the magic happens. Basically, you appear at the Meme 13th, second 12, of Danny's video where he reacts to Twitter videos with Laura. And that's the big moment. Because I, along with others, was one of those that looked you up immediately. Because Danny actually said to the camera, hey, let's take this girl to 10 subscribers, let's see what she does. So that was like the biggest shout out he actually ever did to anybody. You said who was your first subscriber that got you to the special, but who were the other 4?
I have no idea. They just showed up.
Like, you did a subscriber special because a random person subscribed to you for a comment, another 4 people showed up randomly. Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much it.
But you also talked about something really important from here, which is basically what I would call the anxiety of the grind. In my definition, I think it's a great topic you talked about because you didn't just get on the wave. You said, "Well, I'm famous now. I can do. I'm gonna be famous. Gonna do this for the rest of my life. I'm gonna be famous." Like, you got very stressed. You said that you felt like the next step should have been obvious, but it wasn't, which was like a great thing to talk about. From that, I read a lot of comments, and that's something I wanted to ask you. You said that you read all the comments, every single one, both from community posts, from videos, everything on your channel. You read every single one of them.
I do, yeah.
Do you get negativity in your comments? Because in one video you talked about how you don't want negativity down there. And then you went through about talking how you saw somebody saying first and other people replying in a mean way.
There's not a lot. And it's not usually, it doesn't seem like it's intended to be nasty or hateful. It's more like just the common response that you put, right? Like everybody's like, oh, first, big deal, right? And that's just the joke. But I kind of want to turn that into like, first, good for you. Like it can be a joke in that direction too, where it's like it doesn't have to be whoop-de-dee, like way to go, move on with your life kind of a thing. It's like, be proud of yourself. That's being first to a video is pretty exciting. Like, and I mean, I'm just me, but like being first to anything is always exciting. Like we always celebrate firstness, so why not like be excited for everybody for being first to whatever.
I swear, I love every kind of opinion that you put here in your videos. It's like so weirdly different from what we see generally on the internet, and it's weird to say, but it's incredible. Like, you keep saying these things that every single kind of person that gets through your channel from Danny's video, which is generally somebody who watches commentary videos, is generally somebody cynical or somebody who's like saying, well, is all. It's so weird because you watch out of commentary, but you've also this wholesome personality that it's such a high contrast in you. You say a lot of wholesome stuff. How did you get to commentary then? It's weird because commentary is generally speaking like, okay, this is very weird, let's try to make something fun. Because this is weird.
I love commentary, and I have to be honest with you, I'm a very critical person, but I don't see any reason to be extra critical of things that are already being critiqued. Like, I don't have much more to say on things that's critical than what's already been said. So what's the point, right? Like, why not pick something nice or something kind of exciting or positive about something? What I think is kind of interesting is that I'm viewed as such a positive person. I try my best because I want, you know, everybody to feel accepted and loved and welcomed.
Yeah.
And critique is different than being rude, right? But most of what I watch is people making fun of other people doing things. And I think in a way that helps me be positive because it's like it's an outlet, right? I can experience the critical and then move on from it, I guess.
Get you all of your critiqueness that you need through that funny videos so you don't have to do any by yourself.
Exactly.
That's such a weirdly good thing, actually. Like, have you ever thought about Cringiness commentary? You said it in one video, but you never kind of expanded into it. Have you ever thought about it? Like, writing down finding something weirdly funny, writing down 4 pages of how funny it is. And saying, oh, well, that's very funny. That's very fun.
Yeah, I would love to do commentary in that fashion. One of my biggest obstacles right now is that I don't have word processor on my computer, so I can't type a script. My second biggest obstacle is that I have a job with a very turbulent work schedule right now. And so even if I want to do like a sit down, write a script, piece things together, edit things meticulously, I just don't have the energy for most of it at this moment because I work any of 3 8-hour shifts at my job right now. And I'm tired all the time. Commentary would be great.
I understand you, but like I'm a child in comparison. Here I'm the baby, literally speaking. Like,
well, how old are you?
I'm going to be 18 in a month, but that's still.
Oh my gosh!
I'm a baby. I'm literally a baby.
You are a baby.
I am a baby. You see what's happening here, and I'm conscious of that. But that's something I like about me. I know where I am and who I am. No, like the thing is, like you finished. What was your college called? Crime psychology.
I did a bachelor's degree in psychology at the University of Lethbridge, which is a city in Alberta.
Yeah, because you weren't interested about crime minds and stuff, right?
Yes, Criminal Minds is a very big TV show with like 16 seasons or something like that. And it used to be my absolute favorite. So that was like the driving force in getting me into psychology.
Yeah, but you said it was kind of a bummer for you. Like it wasn't exactly what you expected from it, right?
Right. It's like you go in with these huge expectations of, oh, I'll get to join the FBI and create these profiles of people and they're going to be so accurate and reliable. And that's not at all what it is, which is fine. It is a letdown when that gets told to you for the first time, but then it's like, well, there's other ways to take this, and I could still go into trying to be a therapist, and that's helpful.
Now that you know all of this, would you still do the same decision about the college?
Oh, absolutely.
So would you recommend it to somebody, to children? Would you recommend it as a school or things like that?
Yeah, I think it's really interesting. And even if you don't want to make like psychology your major, you don't want it to be what you end up doing for life as a career, I think taking classes like that is super interesting just because you can learn so much about how a person functions or how people interact with each other or how things can influence somebody.
Yeah.
I think that's the most interesting part.
Yeah, I really got interested for that. Also, would you give any advices for somebody in my position? For somebody who's going to finish high school? Like, remembering where you were, what were your stresses and anxieties, thoughts of the stuff? Would you have any advices to give?
I would say don't put yourself through more than you think you can handle, but also don't underestimate yourself. Like, you can probably handle more than you expect, but just because that's the case doesn't mean you should put yourself under that kind of stress. When I went through university, I only took maybe 4 classes classes a semester. And that's why it took me 6 years to get my degree, because I didn't want to ruin my grades because I was taking 5 classes and stretching myself too thin, you know? Like, it's okay to take time getting where you want to go.
Wow, that you make the best answers that I could ever give. Like, I'm making the host questions, but these answers are just gold. And I just have that kind of complex right now because, of course, you're 24 and I'm not even 18 yet. And I'm trying to do this whole YouTube thing, and even though I know you may not feel like, yeah, I'm not celebrity, I'm not having fun. Like, you have no idea in the position where you are, how much could you already been having influence onto people's lives. Like, look at me here, I literally commented on a video of yours almost a year ago now. and for me, a year is still a lot. It's still the time where I say, oh yeah, I was so, 1 year, I was so little. I was like, now, I'm a grown up, so that I'm still in that phase. I think you really underestimate things like that. Also because, one, where are the videos, Shelby? Where are the videos? You haven't done a video in 6 months where you talk for more than 3 minutes. Where are the videos, Shelby? 6 months, you know how long is 6 months? I didn't even realize it was that long. I'm okay with subscriber special, but we want more than 1 minute of video. I don't know.
Yeah, so do I. So do I. I will tell you that, like, when I made my community post or whatever about having 2 hours of footage that I have to pick through, that wasn't a lie, not even in the slightest. I am working my way through that.
It was 2 weeks ago, Shelby. Where's the
I was supposed to have 5 days off at the beginning of April, and that changed and I only got 2. So I was going to have a video finished, and then everything changed. I can tell you what it is if you'd like.
I know what it is about. I read every single community post, and I watch every single video who you got me for. Because I know that. Because before putting the community post where you said, oh, it's coming, you know, when you put the community post where you were saying, what would you like me to put in the tier list? You put that in June, last June.
But do you even know what I put in the tier list? Did I actually say?
I didn't vote, and you didn't say what was the final one, so I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you this. I don't think anything that people suggested is what it is.
Okay, that's
it's
interesting.
Just a whole other thing.
I want to ask you, what's next? Because you ask yourself that many times last year. Now you're in such a different position when you were then. Because now you're getting around that place where you're actually a YouTuber. I mean, people get your video on the homepage and say, oh, this girl got 11Ks. I'm gonna subscribe, yeah, why not? A lot of people do it. And I think you're really near to hitting that sweet gold spot where you could get people to watch you just because they watched your videos and not just because they come from the Danny Gonzalez one. Because I see that both in the views from your videos, both in the comments. Like, for many reasons. It's weird, because when you go in the first videos that you made after the Danny Gonzalez video, there were a lot of views and a lot of generic Greg comments, a lot of comments about Danny, a commentary, a lot of comments about that. The views decreased at one point, as the comments did. But it's incredible how we could make, you know, those graphics where they go up and then down and up again. You know, it's the statistic thing that I remember about. Yeah, it happened with you too, because at one point, your community seemed to have a filtration, a distinction. There's people who actually got affectionate to you and stayed there for you. People who seem like not the classic people who watch commentary videos and stuff, because you see the difference in the comments, it's just pretty clear. And after the decreasing in views, they got up again. A little bit, but they got up again. It's a weird phenomenon. While I was looking at it, I was like, well, why aren't you doing something? But, well, like, I think that a lot of people in the comments are just like, do something cool, we're here for you. They keep saying, we're just waiting for you to do something extremely cool. We're gonna watch it because we like watching your stuff. And I saw that in a lot of comments. That's why what I wanted to ask you, for the people that are subscribed to you, what would you say that there is next for Shelby Onraet on YouTube?
Next, I hope to get some good sleep. And then I hope to be able to put more time into videos. Because there's a lot of things that I want to talk about. And I want to spend more than 7 seconds in front of a camera doing, and at a much better and more flattering angle. I've got a huge list of things that I want to talk about. But I just hope that I can find the time sometime soon, because it's exhausting having all of these thoughts and ideas and not being able to put them anywhere because everything else is taking up time. You know what I mean?
Have you thought about streaming on something like Twitch or even YouTube? Because you have a friend that does. And like, haven't you ever thought about, I'm gonna stream, like I don't have time and tonight I have just half an hour, I'm gonna stream. 11k people follow me, maybe 2k's are gonna come there and you could have subscriptions and stuff like that.
I've considered it like a little bit, but then I usually dismiss myself because I'm not very tech savvy. I have a PlayStation 2 and I have a friend and she was like, oh, we could get that set up. And I was like, yeah, we could. But then they're just gonna watch me like bullshit around. Like I won't get anywhere doing anything. And it's just gonna be frustrating for people to watch me.
Do you feel like it's weird? Because do you feel like you have to give something to the people that watch you?
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, so when I put up a subscriber special and it's nowhere near the count of subscribers I actually have, and I go, well, everybody needs to be appreciated. I actually feel that way.
Yeah.
Like I'm actually like, well, I didn't get 11.6 thousand people immediately. Like everybody needs to be recognized. I want them to know that like they were in this chunk or whatever. Like I'm putting them in pieces and some of the numbers are goofy and whatever. Yeah. But literally everybody is going to get recognized at some point. And whether you are in the first 10 or you're in like the 10,900 and whatever, right? You're somewhere in that group.
That's actually so awesome. It's everything you say. Something that I read while I was watching your videos in the past days was that even in your last videos, like the last one that you did where you talked for more than a minute, which was a lot of months ago, I should remind you, there were still comments saying that you were going to do your 10k subscriber special with Danny. And after you hit 10k, people came back to the comment and actually replied like, yeah, wait now she just hit it, wait a couple of days, she's gonna do it. And that got me thinking, like, do people think that everybody's on YouTube is just like a cell phone for everybody else? Like, I just thought about it. Like, the whole point of her videos is just that she's a nice person, she's normal, she has anxiety. She talked about, like, she's gonna, like, right now she's gonna collaborate with Danny. I'm like, yeah, okay, that could happen, but that's kind of complicated.
So here's the thing. I did send Danny, I think I sent him a message over Twitter, and I was like, listen, it would be really cool, but I understand. I never got anything back, but hey, at the rate that I'm going on subscriber specials, maybe I can get a 10k with Danny if by that point in time he remembers that I was in a video at some point.
You're right about that.
Because he has no idea who I am.
I just thought about the fact that you're going in order with the number. So as soon as you got 10k, it's like 2 years by now. That's maybe by emailing him, you could get something back. About the social medias, people get filled with things. I had the social media meme pages with 7,000 followers, and the DM boxes are full of weird people sending you that can happen. If I were you, I would just email him. I think he knows you. I think he of course he remembers you.
I wouldn't be so sure. I was just talking to my work wife actually not that long ago, and I said, "Oh, I'm so forgettable," and she was like, "You can't just say that."
No,
and so she texted my boyfriend and said, "Your girlfriend thinks she's forgettable," and he immediately texted me and said, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I'm fine. I'm just joking."
That's so wholesome again. Oh my god.
It's a good suggestion. I'd love to know Danny. I'd love to know a lot of people that I watch on YouTube. I go, I bet they're really cool people in real life, and I would love to know them in real life because I bet they'd be just sick friends to have, just really cool people.
In a video of yours, you said that the YouTubers that you mainly watch are those that you would really like to hang out, like when you were in a room with, you will like have the most fun hanging out with them. Do you think like that's the kind of point of YouTube, or is there any other?
I think that maybe that was like the initial intention, but you know, everybody likes to hate watch things too. So just enjoying things isn't enough for people. You have to watch things and just absolutely despise it too. You know what I mean? And
you're right.
I think the best way for YouTube to be is in a like, man, I would love to spend time with these people. They're funny. They've got cool perspectives. Yeah. But then you've got people who, make content that is intended to upset people, and you have people who buy into that really fast.
Yeah, I get that.
I don't think that it's necessarily a bad thing, because feeling the whole spectrum of emotions is great, but in moderation.
Yeah. Do you think that YouTube needs hate baiting and trash? We would have never had commentary if the years from 2014-2017 where the trash rising happened in YouTube. Would you prefer a YouTube in which there's no Jake Paul, no Logan Paul, no Dobre Brothers,
nothing to talk about?
Nothing to talk about. Like, where's the fun in that? If there's only good content, what are we gonna comment about? Like, what are we...
But when you say when there's only good content, you can't have good content without bad content sometimes.
You're never gonna reach
so,
it.
like, you're never gonna get
there's
there.
There's not light without shadow. You're right, but you're right about that too. Recently, I was in the H3H3 podcast, called it, while talking with Codico, one of those new generation of wholesome commentary YouTubers. Would you like to fit into that?
I don't know. Like, it sounds like a good spot to be in. But I also don't necessarily have a good point of reference for it.
Okay.
So it's hard to explain, I guess, because I still like the idea of the commentary the way that I watch commentary. So the way that Danny does things, or Eddie Burback or Drew Gooden or any of those guys, I like the way that they do commentary, and I think they're hilarious, and I would like to fit into that. But I think that there's good aspects of like a wholesome commentary, but there's also cringy aspects of that too, where like you're not necessarily recognizing the problems with something. I think you still have to recognize problems. You can't just be like, oh, but everything is flowers and sunshine, The
cringiness on YouTube is a big topic also, because when you make commentary also, the cringiness is a very hard part, because if you get cringy doing commentary, you're kind of filtering your message. If you're saying, oh, this is so cringe, but you're doing it in a cringy way, your message doesn't hold up anymore, cannot reach everybody anymore. I wanted to ask you, since you don't have that much of a YouTube persona, of course, you don't get like, hey guys! People in the comments will describe you as you're very real. I recently got to deal with that, because I'm at my 11th video right now, and of course, when you rewatch your videos, you're like, yeah, this was kind of, at this part, like, people just stopped watching this part, like, of course, because it was very boring. I was speaking like, yeah, so maybe at this point, people could just do... and you say, well, the next time I'm gonna try to be a little bit more energetic and make my speech flow a little bit. Then you make that, and then make it at another time, and you realize that you ended up on a video like, are you afraid of getting cringy in any way?
I'm afraid of losing myself, like getting cringy without realizing it. Like if you do it intentionally and for a purpose, then cool, more power to you. But if you just start to devolve because you're trying to get the attention, I think that's a problem. Like there should be something inherently you involved in what you do, and if you stop being able to recognize where you end and the persona begins, then there's issues. I think
I agree with you so much. Like, you have no idea.
But there's no problem with hamming it up. I think that's important too, because you should have fun with what you're doing, and if you're a little bit cringe but you're enjoying yourself while you do it, then more power to you.
Wow. I'm gonna get this right in my heart. Shelby, now that you've been jumping on and off the subscriber specials and the normal videos where you do, is one of the two gonna stop? Are you gonna ever stop the skit? You get a month of a hypothetical month of your job, and you say, okay, I want to do this YouTube thing. I want to get on every day. I'm gonna do a video, do 30 videos where you talk for more than 10 minutes. Very hypothetical, and they go really well. Would you stop the skits in that case, or would you be afraid of the people not like saying, yeah, but we subscribed here because you did the skits?
I don't want to say definitively that I won't. I would like to keep doing them both. I think that like the stupid sounds at weird angles is my thing now. At this point, like. I would feel bad leaving that behind because that's what got me somewhere. But also they're still fun, right? Like I can always find something to do with that. And they're not, secret time. They're not high effort. But I'm just kidding, of course. I put way more time into those than I put into anything else.
You scared me for a second.
I would like to be able to do both and to do both somewhat consistently. And even if the subscriber specials were to dwindle or get fewer and farther between, I would still do them, maybe in larger chunks and maybe less often. But I would still like to hang on to those because it's where I started.
Wow, that was such a nice answer. Shelby, for the people that are watching this and don't know you, which is rare in this video in particular, of course, but for those, how would you present yourself and how would you convince them to subscribe to you right now? Let's do this Anthony Padilla thing that just...
My name is Shelby Onraet. I call my fans the Shell Rats, based on a subscriber suggestion. So I listen to my subscribers. And we have fun. We do what we do, and we drink iced tea out of mason jars. I don't see why you wouldn't subscribe to that.
Wow. Thank you, Shelby. Like, for real. That was so nice. I enjoyed every second of this, and I hope it didn't came out too cringy for me.
No, not at all. You seem like a wonderful kid, and I hope you get to do what you want to do with your life, whether that be YouTube or something else. You're quite good at this, so I think
I got it.
I think you can turn this into something legit.
My heart got just